everyone, this is Magus the Lofty, also known by some as Chaos Prime, and I'm going to do my first Transformers review, and kind of a dual review of Transformers Henkei Classics, Thrust and Dirge. I just got them last week. I haven't opened them yet, and so I figured, I'd give it a shot. I'll most likely just, show you just them both, and because the Seekers, there's at least 7 of them out there now, and so they've been reviewed a lot of times, but I'm just going to focus on what these guys look like and compare them to the others, and this is kind of an experiment, so we'll see what happens. I've had a little chance to examine Dirge and Thrust here, and I have to say, so far I am pleasantly surprised and very relieved. Well, first off, let's take a look at Thrust here in his jet mode, and he looks really cool. When images first came out of this Thrust, I think a lot of people thought he looked really weird because of the wings. The wings aren't exactly like the original Thrust looked, but I think people accepted it eventually. I dig it. The really cool thing about Thrust is that, unlike the other jets, he has these little vertical takeoff jets or engines, and they actually spin too. They if you can get a hold of them, the little turbines inside actually move. And the other cool thing is, if you take off these guns, you can take off the vertical takeoff engines too. You can put them right here, where they originally were, on the old Thrust. Oh, there we go. There's vertical takeoff engines there now. You can put his guns back here, and well, he looks really strange like that, but you can also put the vertical takeoff engines here on the top, too. Okay. And, you can pretty much combine it however you want, really, with Thrust here. And as far as Dirge goes, the only real difference with him is that, he's got the new design wings and stuff, and he looks more like the original Dirge, than Thrust here. One thing I really like is inside the cockpit. You probably can't see it too well, but there's in both Thrust and Dirge, it's chrome inside, and I got chrome here on the guns, and it's really, really cool. Thank God for tables. It's really, I dig it a lot. I'm gonna just transform Dirge here. I'm just gonna make this quick. There are like a million reviews of the Seekers, and I'm just gonna stick with just trying to focus on the changes and stuff between the two. But like I said, I am pleasantly surprised with both figures. Oops. There we go. Gotta get his head out. Alright, and the one thing that really surprised me in a pleasant way is that, the guns stay in his arms as they're supposed to. Also another really cool thing is, well, it's not really cool, but, you can do this. The ankle hinge right here, that's where the lower wings are attached. You can do that if you really want to. He looks really silly like that, but, hey, if that's your choice, that's your choice. I'm going to keep him like that. But, so Dirge and Thrust are basically the last 2 members of, the Decepticon Seekers. They have, Ramjet here was part of the original Classics line, and that's about, 2 years ago. And then they never made Thrust and Dirge. Originally they were released as BotCon exclusives. I think it was 2007, along with Thundercracker. this is Henkei Thundercracker, not Botcon Thundercracker. But these three Decepticons were released as convention exclusives, and I think it got a lot of fans angry. I know myself in particular, I was pretty angry about that because on eBay these guys are like $200 to $300 each, and then like a year or so later, Tommy Takara, the Japanese version of Hasbro, the Japanese sister company of Hasbro, came out with these, or originally came out with Thundercracker, and then a year later came out with those two. And it's like, great, now I can actually, for the once in my life, I can actually own all 6 jets, which that really made me happy. But the one downside with some of these, like with Thundercracker, for example, some of you already know out there the problem with his guns, that they don't stay in robot mode. His guns don't stay in the arm pegs. And with Dirge and Thrust, that's not a problem. These guys hold up together pretty well, and I was really surprised. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to just transform Thrust real quick, just not to eat up a lot of time. Okay, so we have Thrust all transformed now as well. And, as I said, he's also a really cool figure. And he didn't always stand up very well, apparently. I guess, yeah, he might not have a lot of back support right there, heel support or whatever. But, still, they are really cool figures. I'm glad I bought them. If I were to register just one complaint, the only thing and this is a minor thing, if we take a look at Ramjet here, we notice that his guns are different. He's the only one, with the exception of like the Botcon versions, of the main, non-convention line, he's the only one with these blasters. And if I remember correctly, Thrust and Dirge had the same type of guns, but that's not the case here. They have their guns are like the regular jet guns from Thundercracker and Starscream and Skywarp, and they just didn't give them the same type of blaster. That's probably my only complaint about them. But I do recommend these two figures. They're going to be expensive. They're Japanese imports. I think combined they ran me about $170, something like that. So these guys are not going to be cheap. But anyway, I'm going to bring out the other jets in just a minute. So here we have the 3 cone heads. Oops. Yeah, the 3 cone heads all together for the first time since G1. And just to bring out a few others, we got like classic Starscream right there, just to give you a good comparison of what everyone looks like. We got Henkei Skywarp. I'm even bringing over Henkei Thundercracker, even though he's got to hold his guns instead of have them arm mounted. And last but not least, let's not forget Acid Storm, even though he's kind of like the odd man out since he never existed before that. But at least not on toy form. But here are all of the Seekers. This is the first time I have ever owned all of them, which makes me very happy because I missed out on 2 of the cone heads back when I was a kid in G1, and Botcon kind of ruined my chances of completing the series, and now Henkei has taken care of that. Has helped me fill the gaps. Anyway, this is my Transformers review of Thrust and Dirge. I hope some of you found it informative. If this is a hit, or if people like it, I hope maybe I'll do a few more. And that's pretty much it. This is Magus the Lofty, also known as Chaos Prime, signing off, and have a good one. Bye-bye.